Remember, this
Yep.
is the video that was supposed to play last week, and the situation
Oh,
evolved. So, just give you a heads up.
thank you.
I only told Anna because Anna was the only one that has an issue with it thus far. Um, I'm not even going to put a teaser and all this other stuff. The title of it is, it's a 3-parter. The title of it is My Sister is Pure Evil.
I'm a 26-year-old woman and my sister is 29. She and I got into a huge argument the other day, and I really need some perspective. My sister has been working as a labor and delivery nurse for a few years now. She's always wanted to be a nurse, and even said that it was her calling. Lately, she's been making horrible remarks about the mothers that come to her. Now, I understand that every job is going to have its problems, and sometimes you need to vent about rude people, management, pay, etc. However, this was not like that. For example, she talked about one of her patients, which she referred to as White Whale. My sister said that White Whale went into labor and brought her husband with her. She talked about how hot her husband was and how she couldn't understand how Whale was able to pull someone like him. She laughed when recalling the sounds that she made when pushing out her child and said that she didn't look like the type of woman to be strong enough to go the natural route. In the past, she talked about how another mom-to-be defecated on the table, and she remarked that she wouldn't be surprised if her husband divorced her after seeing something so nasty. Other stories include a teenage patient who just couldn't keep her legs closed. Here, my sister claimed that she gave her some sound advice, and I'm honestly scared to know what she had said to this young girl. With this teenager, my sister laughed about how she gave the girl a nurse dose of pain meds to get her to shut up, and refused to give her a blanket since if she wants to act like an adult, then she deserves to be treated like one. The fight between her and I happened a few days ago due to her talking about a mother who delivered a premature baby. She admitted that she told this mother that she should have done a better job. Jesus. If she didn't want to have a baby born at 29 weeks. I blew up at my sister and asked her, how could you be so heartless? My sister told me that she should have the right to vent about stupid mothers who don't know how to do the thing their body is designed for. She also said that I don't work in healthcare, so I have no right to remark on how she handles stress at work. I told her that if her way of handling stress is to be a misogynist, then she needs to find a different career. I left afterwards. My other family members have been divided on this issue. My husband's on my side. My mom and brother think that I was in the right to call my sister out, while my aunt, uncle, and dad are leaning towards my sister, saying that my sister shouldn't have to kiss up to her patients in order to do her job efficiently. I feel bad for some of the things I said, and I know that she needs to let off steam. But saying horrible things about women in their most vulnerable time is cutting it for me. In addition, my family doesn't know this yet, but I'm pregnant. And hearing about how my sister, a nurse, is treating pregnant women just makes me scared for labor and delivery. So, am I the bad guy?
So before we get to the other two, let's get everybody's thoughts on this.
I'm waiting on the other 2 parts before I say anything.
You are not the bad guy. She is
So
insane.
far. Yeah, so far. Because I'm like,
I'm only commenting on what we have heard, not what we will hear. Yeah.
She called her a whale. A whale.
It would be one thing if you were not saying this to your patients and then going, I need to just let off steam. But you, as a nurse, you're telling mothers in the delivery process that they be nasty. Suffocating is normal. How do you, as a delivery nurse, know that?
Especially during childbirth.
If it's exactly. Yeah.
And she gave the one teenage patient pain meds to shut her up. That's illegal. That's straight up illegal. Like, girl, you can lose your whole license. Your whole license.
unless the patient had a standing written order for a range. They sometimes doctors will say if the patient needs a breakthrough, they can have X amount, but normally that she took advantage of. Probably
There are two separate issues here. The sister's venting to the family is one thing, but the way she's admitting to treating her patients is quite another. It is totally heartless of her. I can believe a bad day, but to continue to say things like this is horrible. She needs a different profession, period. Her attitude is definitely showing up on the job. Right.
And if I was that sister, don't let her be the birthing nurse. No, you go to a whole nother.
No,
Don't you?
she's at the point now, and it's not in the story. I just felt this as the story goes on. She's at the point now where she wondering should she even tell the sister she pregnant.
Well, they gonna find out eventually.
I mean, I know, but it's just like, oh my God, I don't even want you to know that I'm pregnant. Because if you're saying this stuff to strangers, and that's what they are, strangers, because you're just doing a job. You don't know them personally like your sister. So if you're saying this about strangers, oh my God, what would you say about me? What if I was making those sounds? What if I was not the way, you know? Let's move. Theas, you got anything? Or are you ready for the second part?
No, I mean, just basically, she's been doing this for too long, and it's time for her to go do something else. Once you get to the point where you've lost empathy, your ability to have empathy, you know that you don't see the job like you used to, you know, and it's time to go do something else. Maybe come back later because you have expertise, but for right now, you need to go do something else, and then maybe come back another time. Because right now, you are so much in the job that it's just doing the job, and you don't even see these as people anymore, which has serious effects because the mother who's giving birth, her stress level can go sky high because it doesn't feel right working with you. And when a woman's blood pressure goes too high during pregnancy, that's how you end up with preeclampsia. That's how you end up with strokes. That's how you end up with, was it like herniated bleeding? All these things can go wrong just because of the stress on top of the stress that the mother's already dealing with. So it's time to go do something else and then figure it out from there before someone gets killed. Because I can't help but hear these types of things. And you know me, I automatically go down the racial side. And, you know, black women die in childbirth or immediately following childbirth at really high rates. What if this nurse is someone working with a parent like that? So yeah, it's